What's up, everybody? It's Dylan with DS for Dyslexia back again, and we are here today with John Thomas, the one and only.
What's going on?
How are we?
Good, man.
Thank you for sitting down today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So we've got John Thomas. I met him through a mutual business connection. He's gonna be performing at the A to B conference that I'll be speaking at, and I just wanted to grab you for a couple of questions.
Yeah.
So, what's your definition of success?
Man, being able to pay the rent and put food on the table and have a little extra for fun, and then some to save as well. Some saving, some investing. I mean, I like to make money. I'll be honest with you.
We all do.
It makes me feel good. So yeah, I mean, I like to be comfortable. I like to be able to go out to dinner and buy things that I want on a whim and not have to think too much. You know what I mean? That's my definition of success for
So
sure.
you're a full-time musician?
Yeah.
Do you truly believe the sentence where they say, if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life?
No, I don't. I think that there's nothing wrong with work. I think the word work, it's in that situation, in that phrase, it has like a negative definition where I don't think there's anything wrong with work. I like to work. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think that, if you're doing it right, then it does become work because you need to be on time. You need to be professional. You need to communicate. You need to sometimes do things that you don't feel like doing. If you're really doing it, if you're busy, that has to happen. Like
Yeah.
you have to be places on time. You have to pick up the phone sometimes when you're relaxing, watching TV. So work, if you love it, it can still be work, but work can be awesome. Work is great. You should be thankful to work. You know what I mean? That's how I
awesome.
feel.
So how long have you been a full-time musician?
Only about a year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. When I had like a record deal and all that stuff, like I took time off from, I was like bartending and stuff. So I would take a lot of time off. I wouldn't work a lot, but I wasn't a full-time musician yet because, the income it would be like one big check and then nothing for a while. And then like another medium-sized check and then nothing. And about a year ago, it started where I was like, okay, I have a lot of gigs and they keep coming. And also I never wanted to put myself in a position where I quit my like daytime job and then put myself in a hole, you know? So yeah, it took me till I was 29 years old.
Oh, that's awesome. Was there a musician that you looked up to or a mentor you had?
Yeah, I mean, I look up to a lot of musicians, but I think I went through different phases in my life and gravitated towards certain people. When I was younger, when I was a kid, it was Michael Jackson, and then as I got older, like there was people like Justin Timberlake, there was people like Bieber and Harry Styles and all those guys, and Ed Sheeran, the more modern guys, and then all over the place. Brian McKnight on the R&B side, like it was different people at different times. But as far as a mentor, I think all the people that kind of put me through the ringer in my life, like kind of were my mentors in a way, because they taught me a lot of the things that I never want to feel again, you know what I mean, and experience again. And they taught me how not to do certain things. And then there was people that I had that were great influences that I looked at them and I was like, wow, they handled themselves really well. They get a lot of work. They're very professional and they're kind. I think that's important. Like I looked up to people who had it all. They were successful, but they were still cool and down to earth.
Oh, that's awesome. I talk a lot about being in the room with the right people, and your circle means the world, and it's your plus ones versus your minus ones. So I really hear that from you right now.
Yeah.
And the plus ones means a lot, because we talk right now, and we talk to Brandon, and then you like me and I like you. We're gonna go separate ways, do our thing, but then you're gonna come up in conversation.
Right.
And I've only conversated with you, and 3 people have heard about me. So I think it's really important to keep those plus ones close.
Totally.
You've been in rooms with pretty cool people like L.A. Reid, right?
L.A. Reid, yeah. L.A. Reid, Justin Timberlake, Jamie Foxx, a lot of cool people. Been lucky to be around. But yeah, I when I signed a deal with my partner Chris back in 2015 with Epic Records, we showcased for L.A. Reid, and they signed us that day. It was a pretty cool experience. It was intense for sure. L.A. kind of walked in, and after his whole staff was just sitting there, like they were ready for us. He was the last one to walk in, and he was kind of just like, "You can start." Like that was it. No, like really hello or anything. Just like, "You can start." And so we did like probably 3 or 4 songs like they asked us to, and then he was like, "Thank you guys. You can go wait outside now. Like we're gonna talk amongst ourselves." So then we kind of headed up to the office, and waited for the fate of our life to be delivered to us. So, the staff and him didn't give a lot of emotion or reaction to our showcase. But, that's the industry. Like, it's kind of, hopefully it's a mentality that starts to fade as time goes on, but it's this old school mentality of kind of like show nothing, poker face, give them nothing. And then maybe like 45 minutes later, another executive came up and he was like, so it was unanimous, they want to sign you. Like, so it was exciting. It was definitely something I'll never forget. But yeah, I was in the room with him many times because we showcased for them a few times, and him reviewing our music videos and stuff, and he was always he was very kind to us. He supported our music a lot. He would play it in his office a lot. We were told that he would be playing it over and over and over, our songs. And I think he was a champion for us at the label. Unfortunately, I think people that actually ended up having the hands on the project, the people that were below him, the project managers and A&Rs and stuff, I think they weren't as crazy about the stuff, but he was cool. We always had good experience with LA.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So a lot of kids in high school and college and out of high school don't know what they want to do, but like there's a lot of kids who dream about being a musician or a superstar and rooms with LA Rude. What would you tell them for advice?
I think that you should say yes to everything that comes your way, even if you feel like it's scary. I think that was what really took me to another level, was saying yes to things that I was afraid to do. There's a lot of fear around things that, like getting closer to the things that we really want. We're very fearful of doing things that are going to make us vulnerable because we want to look our best all the time. And, we don't want to put ourselves in a position that's out of our comfort zone. But if you really want to take it to the next level, you have to say yes. So when someone asks you, sing a song for us, just do it. You know what I mean? Do it. It might not go great, but you got to start somewhere. You're never going to be ready the way you think you're going to be. So my advice is say yes to things. My advice is, if your goal is to sign a record deal, like, that's cool, but try and build stuff on your own. Like, try and really get things going for yourself. Don't rely on a manager or an agent or a label, because it's tough. It's tough. Like, you have to understand the odds that you're facing, And I don't mean to be negative at all. I'm being realistic, though. I'm being realistic. There's so much room in this industry to make money and do well, but it doesn't all look the same. And I think that's the thing. A lot of musicians they only see one thing. They're like, I want to be Justin Bieber, or I want to be Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
And that's cool, but guess what? There's 25 spots to be an artist at that level. Every 7 years, there's 25 spots. Now, your odds of being one of those spots aren't great. It's totally possible. Shoot for the stars, but if you land on a cloud, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, own that cloud. Be a big fish in a smaller pond. Like, I think there's nothing wrong with that. That's my thing. You asked what my saying is?
Yeah.
My saying is be a big ass fish in a small pond, because you can eat all the fish around you, and then you can expand and you can jump to a bigger pond. And it's okay to take steps, you know what I mean? And get there. You don't need to, it's not like, oh, I'm not famous, I'm nothing. Like, no, there's in-betweens,
Yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate you taking the time to sit down.
Yeah, man.
If you haven't heard of him, you have now. Where they can catch you?
At John Thomas Music on Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff.
Where can we see you play?
So on Thursdays, you can either catch me at Taco Daddy Stanford or Fortina Yonkers. And then Sunday brunch, I'm at Meso. And Tuesday night, I'm at Meso in Rye, New York.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.